Alright, looks like we're actually streaming. I think so, anyway. And, oh, I almost forgot to mute. Although, for some reason, it didn't do ads, which is interesting. Probably just a weird error on Twitch's part. Um, anyway, hello everyone. This is Chris Ingerson. It is January 4th, 2016. This is the first Text Quest dev stream of the year. So, Happy New Year, everyone. um, so, it's still sort of the off season, so I'm gonna. Well, actually, I'm starting to settle back into the routine that we've set up before. So we're gonna be doing. We're gonna try to stick to our scheduled routine of Monday and Tuesday are modeling and texturing days, and uh, Thursday, Friday are more programming centric days. This week we'll be doing Wednesday as well, but pretty soon I'm not going to be doing Wednesday nights again. But for tonight, we are going to be mostly doing modeling and texturing. For the time being, I'm also going to update you guys on how far I've gotten since the last dev stream, which was a little over 4 or 5 days ago, I believe. It was December 30th, so about 5 days ago, I think. Um, anyway, so one of the big things that I've done is after we ended last dev stream with a bit of a problem with Unity's input field, in that its placeholder text would go away the moment it was selected, because for some reason having a caret is, I guess, not an empty string. Anyway, I found a workaround for that, and I implemented that. And then afterwards, I downloaded and installed TextMesh Pro, which is something I've been talking about for a while. If you've been following the stream, I've talked about it before, saying it's really nice, and it is really nice. In fact, the loading menu right now is using TextMesh Pro, so everything is very, very nice. It's very crisp. There's no blurring because I've been able to set the texture to be point interpreted, which is very, very nice. This is what I like. It's very crisp. But there is a downside. And the downside is that right now, TextMesh Pro does not support Unity's input fields, which is kind of a blocker for me. I can't exactly make a text-based adventure where you can't input things. So for right now, I was planning on porting my entire menu system over to TextMesh Pro. I'm obviously not doing that right now. But the loading screen is in TextMesh Pro. And I'm just going to keep it there because there's supposed to be a fix on the way. There's actually going to be support for an input field at some point, and it's supposed to be very close. So if that can get done within the next week or two, I will stick with TextMesh Pro and I'll update everything. If not, I will have to go back to Unity's text object for the time being, and just kind of deal with it. Which sucks, but, gotta do what you gotta do. So, that's where we are right now. Found a workaround for that stupid input field bug, and half started a potential update to TextMesh Pro. Now, the rest of what we are going to be doing today is going to be around art, specifically modeling and texturing. And the main thing I wanted to do is sort of re-examining the second level of the game, which is the sewer. And for those of you who've been watching the stream for a while, oh crap, gotta move stuff around so that I can keep an eye on the stream. You'll notice that there is an extra room now. It's not finished yet, obviously, since there's gray textures here. But originally, when you would come through this level, actually, you know what? I guess I could show you this, can't I? That would be far easier. So let's go to scenes, intro, castle sewers. Once it loads, and I'm just going to go ahead and turn off our troll there, because he's just going to get in the way. And prepare for water audio. But it's nice, because it's the volumetric audio that we worked with a while ago. So you see, here's one of the first problems. This initial hallway is meant to be a sort of... I forgot, I'm playing in the... Oh, look at that, I got a Stack Overflow exception. That's interesting. Well, anyway. Oh, I wonder if that even means that I can interact with it. Oh, I can. Just the escape button for some reason. Well, anyway. So this initial area... Ah, right. I turned it off. I forgot that I did that. Let me put this back on. I forgot that I turned that light dark area off so that we could dash through there before. So this hallway is meant to be the introduction to the whole light and dark mechanic. You can see as soon as I get near this hallway, we get a purple reticle, and then it's dark. You're likely to be eaten by a group. So it becomes very apparent that if you go in here, well, it's not very apparent that if you go in here, you'll die. It's implied, but implying is practically useless in games unless it's, well understood. So a lot of people get this message and then they assume, because they can't see anything, that it's just a phrase, nothing's going to happen. But if you keep walking, then you die. Interesting, something must be destroying it. But that's a problem. That is not a good thing. That's not something we want to have happen. So to solve this, I have added 2 extrusions to the walls to make it just not completely sealed off, like it looks like you could get back there, but it will be significantly darker, and you will not be able to see the light at the end of this tunnel, which is another thing that was drawing people to it, because it's a light at the end of a dark area, which makes you think, I gotta go that way. So even if you have all of these warning signs, you're still drawn to that because of the level design, and that is poor level design on my part. So I have addressed that. I haven't textured everything again, but I'll show you that when we get over there. So let's say we run around here. I really like that volumetric sound. That's really nice. Alright. So, is that ceiling just turned off, or is it light? And it's probably a light. Okay. Do I climb this? So, that's really distracting. So originally, I'm all over the place today. Originally, the player would be up here. They would have a key. They would unlock this door, and then that would signal the transition to the next stage. However, one of my biggest concerns is that transition has no way to get back to the castle. So, let's say, and I wasn't intending the player to return to the castle, but if somehow they manage to drop there, and there is no item for them to do it, but I would still like players to be able to come back to the castle regardless, because I've been very careful about avoiding sort of design pitfalls, like having an item that you can only get in the castle, and then if you leave the castle, you can never return to the castle. I don't want to do that. So what I have come up with is an extra chamber room. That's a bit redundant. At the end. So the door will unlock, open, and reveal this, which will be a sort of magic portal. And then once the player enters it, it will teleport them to the next level. And that means that at the next level, we'll actually have another magic ruin that they can touch, and then they'll be able to teleport back here. And there are a couple of other reasons that I would like to do that. Mostly so that I can sneak a couple of things back into the castle if you visit it later. Like maybe have a sub-story or a side story or something. But for the most part, it's just sort of a catch-all in case something happens somehow. In any case, the first thing I was talking about was these outcroppings here. So now we actually have it blocked off so you cannot see all the way through there. And like I said, I haven't textured it yet. I've only done the modeling for it. So that's what we're going to be doing tonight. We're going to be sort of finishing up modeling this level. It might already be done modeling. It might just be texturing, actually. Unless we decide to do something extra. But that's basically it. So we are going to go ahead and get started right after I take a drink, because I'm already getting tongue-tied and dehydrated. So, there are a couple of textures that we're going to need to do. First off, actually, I'm going to go ahead and select all of these guys. And I'm going to move the outliner to... Oh dear, something froze. Ah, it's chugging really bad. What is wrong with you, Maya? Okay. Try shrinking this a little bit. Man, that is really bad. All right. So we have our main chamber here. We want our flooring, I believe. That's the ceiling. We don't need that. All right. So I'm going to add this to the floor layer. Add selected objects, and then we're going to toggle it off. Cool. The reason we're doing that is because you can see that our floor is mostly done, except for this sort of grating here, this cross section, and then the sidewalls for the reservoir here. And we'll get those in a second, but they're going to be fairly easy. Instead, I would like to show you what the rest of it looks like. So that's the floor. Let's turn on the ceiling layer. It's kind of tricky to view all this stuff because it's all from inside since the normals are reversed and you can't really see it from the outside. So we have our ceiling here, which is going to be sort of a stone material similar to the sewer walls. And then we'll have our metal frame, which will be connected to a grate. And then through that grate, we are going to have, if I just zoom through it, another sort of stone wall. And we're going to actually have water falling from this. Scroll out here. Water falling through that grate. And then subsequently falling over the pipe, or not the pipe, the magic portal. So the player will have to turn off the flow of water with a simple puzzle, and then we will be able to progress. I guess I shouldn't say simple. That makes it sound like it's easy. Which, I mean, it wouldn't be too hard since it's still the beginning levels. But, you know, come up with cool things. And have a reason for actually all of these. Ooh, I like that. There were some things that I didn't even think about. This actually lets me do some other fun stuff with the level design. So I can have like switches that you need to. Well, I don't know if that would be fun or just tedious. I'll think about it. Anyway, so we need to come up with a texture for the grating on the ceiling, and then possibly a different texture for the ceiling. I actually haven't tried this yet. Let me go ahead and do assign existing material. Sewer should be pipes, man, I think. Right. There's our pipes. Now, that's not actually that bad, and I'm really tempted to actually just leave it that large, because it's kind of interesting like that, actually. Well, we can just leave it like that and see what it looks like inside Unity, because at the end of the day, the inside version of the version inside of Unity is going to look different since we're using sort of basic textures here and then its substance inside Unity. And that could fairly easily change the way that things look. Alright, so let's go ahead and what else do we need to do? So we're going to need to come up with materials for the grate frame, which is right there, and then the grate itself. So I've already opened up Illustrator. Haven't created a new project yet. Should do that. So we'll call this sewer. Hello, Atex Studios. How are you doing? Welcome to the dev stream. Sewer, or I call it. We'll do the grate first. Sewer grate. I'm glad that everything was preset. And then sewer grate. So I haven't seen you around before. At least not that name. Yeah, like everyone. Everyone's always working on their games, man. Is this your first time on the stream, or have you lurked before? Well, that's true. Everyone in the game dev section would be doing. At least I would hope. So we'll do base, and then we will have BG. Oh, not the subset. Text. No divides because we're gonna have alpha, which will be nice. First time on this account. Oh, have you watched the stream before, or have you? Is this your first time seeing the stream at all? I I think so. I think I remember Mr. Cryptic. Pretty sure I do. At least it sounds familiar. So I'm going to go with yes, I remember. Um, well, in any case, welcome back. So sewer grate. Is that what we want? No, we want to go to intro sewer. Aha! There we go. Sewer grate, I think, is fine. All this stuff's good. Well, how's your holiday been? I assume besides productive and full of work on your game. At least that's what I like to believe people do, because I know, I have trouble doing that when it's the holidays. So how do I want to do this? Let's go ahead and make this black, and we'll just stretch this out. And this is going to be a base for us to draw on top of. Because our actual grate is probably going to be a little... Oh man, this is going to be like the Magma River grate that we had so much trouble with and I really didn't want to do. Do you have Photoshop, or are you using, was it GIMP? Or, I don't know, GIMP is Photoshop equivalent. I'm not sure what the Illustrator equivalent would be. I don't actually know. I assume one's out there, but... Inkscape. Okay, that's what I was thinking. I knew there was something. Yeah, I mean, Adobe stuff is both nice and stupid sometimes. Sometimes they do really, really amazing things, usually with Photoshop, and then other times they just do really, really stupid things. Like with a lot of their other stuff. Let's see. So, right, back to what I was doing. Right, so I need to think of a better way to do grading. So before we try to do it fancy and have it be at a diagonal, well, let's take a look at this. Maybe. Well, there you go. That's a very, very good way to do things. uh, yeah, new year, same stuff, So, I want to do this. Let's go ahead and change this to white for the time being. And then we're going to try maybe a more square hash or crossing as opposed to diagonal. So let's do this. Try 32, I believe. This is going to be very interesting. And by very interesting, I mean it's probably going to suck. Yeah, I understand. I did not spend as much time as I should have. Mostly because... Right, we gotta do plus 32. Nope, we gotta do plus 64. Mostly because it's very hard for me to do holiday stuff and work. So anytime, I mean, if I ever have to go home, then that's just at the very least a day lost. And if I stay for multiple days, then that's however long that is, mostly because I can't do actual work at home because I don't have my computer there. But also, it's incredibly hard to be productive when you're not, you know, in your work environment that you're used to. 64. Duplicate. Plus 64. Oh my god, I really wish I had. You know what? There's no reason to make it so tiny when I could just do this. Let's go 128, I think. Come on. Ah, screw you. It's going to snap between 27 and 28, like it always does. Duplicate this, select that. And we would say plus 256, right? Yep. Bam. Plus 256. Yeah, that's kind of how it works. Like Photoshop, it's sort of like the same way with Maya and 3ds Max versus Blender. Blender is perfectly fine; it gets the job done. It's just that Maya and Max have some nicer features, and most of it's stuff like fluid simulation, which a game developer isn't really gonna need. Um, it's still nice to have, but it's certainly not like a necessity. And I don't need to duplicate that because I can just start doing actual stuff here now. 120. Of course you're going to snap. Ah! Yeah, and the only reason I probably don't use Blender is because I never picked it up. I started with Cinema 4D, and then I just jumped over to Maya because that's what I wanted to learn originally. And then I just kind of stuck with it once Maya LT came out, because it's like $30 a month for Maya basically. And it sucks because sometimes, or because it's missing some features like Python, which was just very frustrating for them to do. But you know, you know how it is. It'll also be easier for me to just do this. Select all of these guys, and then rotate. All right, so this is essentially our great pattern, and the trick now is making our pattern actually work properly. Okay, looks like it's bleeding off to the edge, but it doesn't seem like it's actually doing anything. Oh, that's the worst. That is one of the worst feelings in the world. Um, Having something that you're like, yeah, I made it, it's awesome, and then you're like, ah, no, someone else already did that. I have that a lot with game ideas, and it makes me very sad. I really wish I could come up with a good way to prevent that from happening, but most of the time it's like ideas that are they're things that you've wanted to do for a long time, and then suddenly someone else has the time and resources to actually do it, and you're like, well, crap, that sucks. What was the character? Was it like a side character, main character, fun little thing that you just wanted to do? I think we could change the colors. And actually, you know what? Could leave it, I suppose. Do mask coloring again. Nah, we won't do that. We'll do actual coloring. So let's get our colors here. Go a little off to the red-orange section. Something like that. Rusty pipes. That might actually be a little too light. Let's darken that up a little bit. Did it do it? It doesn't look like it's doing it. because it's not. They weren't selected. Of course not. Alright, make it a little bit redder. Would be nice. We're getting into like brown territory, which is kind of stupid. A little bit redder. A little bit lighter. There we go. That gets a good rust look to it. Okay, so that's the background. Let's lock that up. And now we're going to start doing text, which is always fun because it makes me reset it every time. Commodore 64, 72 by default. No anti-aliasing. And let's just go with great, and actually, if if I could do that, that would be so nice. So let's shoot for 4. Great. All right. So now we have a challenge that we probably cannot overcome. Crap. Unless we skimp a little bit and we do this. So, Megame's art style looks extremely similar to that of the game Limbo. Okay. Character happens to be extremely similar also, except one thing. The colors are inverted, plus minus. Contrasting like art in Limbo, more detail and other grayscale. Yeah, well, I guess that's one of the problems. There was a really, I'm trying to think who did it. It might have been Yahtzee. Ben Yahtzee from Zero Punctuation, who talked about how there's a weird sort of coincidental, or maybe not coincidental, I don't know, he's not sure, overlapping of aesthetics between a lot of indie games nowadays, where you have sort of this sort of small body, big head protagonist, and it's generally done with platformers, but you can sort of see it in a lot of stuff. Braid, Limbo, even Ori and the Blind Forest, newer stuff has this sort of formula. And I wonder if it's because of the genre, or if it's sort of an art convention more of its own, and that has sort of that's sort of the reason that it's so widespread. Still, though, it does suck that happens. Have you played Limbo before, or had you not played it before, so you didn't know about it until you suddenly discovered it? Aha! Yes, this is gonna be good. Space is a little too large, but I think we can shrink it. Let's change this to -100. No, -200. Yes. I think that's what we want. Nice. Okay. So now we can, let's go ahead and put this under here and go horizontal. We'll have vertical. Yeah, it happens. It's an unfortunate part of or of development, I suppose. Let's go down to 60. Oh no, 72. 96. And to be fair, I think that's just sort of something that happens in game development. Even on AAA stuff, you get that sometimes. How long have you been working on your game? I have been working on this game for over 2 years now. It is entering its 3rd year soon. So the second, it's already been 2 years, and I'm entering the 3rd. I believe that is correct. Maybe it's been 2.5 years now. No, not quite 2.5 years. So about probably 2.25. So we'll round that down, say 2 years, a little over 2 years. Dang it. Why didn't I think about that? Right. Don't know why I thought that would work. Well, chances are you're already farther than I am. Well, it's probably doesn't help that this is a project meant for about 2 or 3 people, and I'm doing it all by myself. So things tend to crawl because I do all the programming, all the art, all the design, um, and that really slows things down because obviously I can't program while I'm doing art um, most of the time. And it means if I ever get a busy time in my schedule, the game's progress just grinds to a halt, which is incredibly infuriating, but I can't really do anything about that. I wonder if there's a way we could do this. Structure this a little bit better. Probably not. That's what's. Oh, well, actually. GRATE. Crap. Ah. I'd have to do a non-multiple of 2, which sucks. Got base gameplay, no enemies, a main menu, and an intro cutscene. Cutscenes take a while, so that's actually pretty impressive. Uh, what type of game is it? Is it a 2D platformer? I'm guessing some similarities with Limbo, but that could be wrong. So, right. So we're looking at 1024, 1024. So we want to get a whole nother thing in here. So I'm going to go to the math. I'm going to do some math real quick. Pull this over. Because I'm terrible at arithmetic nowadays. Algebra just... Freaking really? Come on, Google. Stop it. Algebra just ruins you. So we have 1024. Let's see, we have GRATE. 5 times 2 is 10. Oh, well, that's not too bad. Do I really want to have that then? Because divided by 10, that's... Yeah, it's not going to be an even number. Do that. So... Okay. Well, we're not in Unity yet. We're going back to Illustrator. Right, so 103, basically. Which sucks. But, alright, let's go back to our background. And we'll go ahead and delete these guys. We'll delete these guys. Let's move you all the way over here. Let's lock this background. It's a 2D platformer. The main aspect of it is you can't see things until you shine a light on them. And we see a platform is where the light stops. Oh, okay. That's actually like there was a game I remember seeing that was like the opposite of that. That was basically you have a level, and then whenever you close your eyes, the character's eyes, by blinking, you can walk through walls, which was a very interesting concept. I would be worried about. So if you can't see anything until you shine a light on them, do you start with a light, or do you have to sort of go through without it at first, and then you pick up a light source? Or I'm just trying to think through some of the design of that, because I like the concept. That's really cool. Anyway, so this needs to be shortened to 103. We're just going to duplicate this a bunch of times. So it's going to be moving over plus 206. Plus 206. Oh good, it's nudging to half a pixel. Whatever. I hate it when it does Anyway, this plus 206. This plus 206. All right, so that's pretty good. You have a flashlight from the beginning. Okay. There's actually another game. Excuse me. That I know of that's being worked on by a couple of colleagues in town, and it has a sort of similar mechanic where you have a lantern that has different colors, and each color does a different thing. So, like purple might make certain walls disappear because they're not really there. Yellow might, no, yellow makes certain walls disappear, I believe, because they're not really there. Purple lets you see things that you couldn't before, and it's sort of a similar mechanic, except theirs isn't a platform where it's a isometric puzzle game. So I'm sure that the challenges would be pretty different. Can you like aim the light in the 8 cardinal directions and all of that to try and sort of have like a Mega Man style thing where you have to like run and jump and shoot platforms in the air so that you can see them and land on them? Let me grab all these guys. Let's duplicate this. And then let's... Oh, crap. Not what I wanted to do. Let's rotate this. Put it up again. Alright, so now I think we can do great in a way that might actually work. Maybe. Probably not, but maybe. Yeah, it looks like it came up pretty nicely. Okay, so it's a mouse control platformer game. So let's delete this grate. Okay. And next we're going to have to... This isn't going to be fun. Let me see if I can position this properly. So first off, we're going to have to do this. And then... 0. We'll have to go a little bit wider, actually. We go 50. 50's pretty good. And then we can delete this space. Maybe 75. That's better, I think. It's not bad. Okay. Story is your little kid in your sleep. Oh, dropped my water bottle cap. Going deeper into your subconscious. Basically, by your subconscious until you break your fears. The dark. That's nice. I want to say that there was a Pajama Sam game that was about that. Actually, the idea of going into your closet and like fighting the darkness. But I'll be very curious to see it. Is this a long-term project for you, or is this like a quick sort of jam type game? Oh no. Oh no, did I not think this through again? AT. Ah, yes. Oh, it might work. Oh, please work. I really hope it does. I want to try to re-examine this. Let's go 108. Ah. 108. Okay, not quite 108. Let's go 90 or 102. Okay. That's nice. A good short-term project is a good thing to have. I kind of miss doing them. I really enjoy going to game jams actually, just because it does mean that I get a chance to work on uh, sort of more basic games in a very short amount of time, which is very fun. Grate. Yes. Oh yeah, it works. Perfect. Yes. Yes. Why is 75? I guess that whatever. It works. So basically, it will form sort of this descending triangle sort of thing, or not triangle, but sort of descending square. So it'll always say great, which is great. Um, and actually, to help with this, I think I'm going to go ahead. Actually, let's not get rid of that. Let's just lock it. And then I'm going to try to do as many horizontal as I can first, and then we'll switch over to doing vertical. Oh, we don't have weird kerning issues. Oh, wow. Well, lucky you, going to PAX. I am very jealous. Uh, it'll be fun. Last time I went to a game jam, it was just a lot of nice work on a lot of weird games, and it was very fun. Grate. All right, let's go R A T E G R A T E G. Let's go down here. Do I go to meetups in my area? Yes, as frequently as I can. Um, so there is a local sort of get together the third Monday of every month for game developers in the area, and I go out to that whenever I can. And that's really the only main sort of get together that we have. Every couple of months we have a sort of larger scale get together, um, and I try to go to those whenever I can. And then obviously game jams, if I get the chance, I like to go to those. But it's basically just about juggling schedules for me, which is not fun, but kind of necessary. Let's go down to here. Oh no, is it gonna be like awkwardly spaced? I didn't think about that. Well, we'll take a look once it's fully done. So now I can turn you off. Where are you based out of, like city wise? Because one of the other one of the other problems is I'm not in a big city. I'm in a I wouldn't say small, but an average sized college town, in the Midwest, which means that there's nothing here. Um, but so I'm gonna lock this so I don't end up messing with that stuff. Or we're gonna be fun, isn't it? Ah, see, I was guessing Dallas or Seattle or one of the larger cities, but Houston. Yep. That would be nice. No, I don't really have. Don't really have that many get-togethers. I go to them when I can, but it's the Midwest. There's just nothing here, which sucks horribly. And then plus 1, oh no, 206. Oh, right, it's not going to be R all the time, is it? Row 1. Plus 206. So this is going to be a capital G. This is a T. G plus 206. Just went to an Intel Game Developers Workshop a couple months ago. It was pretty cool. I bet it was. I am very jealous. I definitely do wish I lived on one of the coasts or a major city or something, because it's not easy being out in the middle of nowhere. All right. Curious if this is going to. So GRATE. Yes, it will. So I can just basically duplicate row 1, row 2, select all of that, select row 1 to make sure, move it down, and then move it over. 206. Grab our R, move that all the way over here. Talk to the Portalarium guys for a second time. Yeah, and GDC. That's an arm and a leg. I'm actually going there this year. Because, it was a weird thing where all the planets aligned, and I'm like, yeah, I have money, and this would be a good time to go, so that's where I'm going to be come March. Good God, though. Just like, I could hear my wallet die as I made the purchase for the ticket. 3, let's lock that. I probably should start trying to talk to people and like meet up with them there. 206, come on. There we go. And grab our T. Move it over here. And, it's a cluster. It works, because it's accurate, I believe. It's still saying great no matter which way you look at it. But it'll be better once we actually get it looking and duplicated. Let's duplicate this, call it row 4, lock row 3. Yeah, I really wish that there was more stuff around here, just because there's nothing here. It's a networking black hole in the Midwest. There's just nothing to go to, because everything's either down south in Texas or on the east or west coast. So it's either Boston or San Francisco or Seattle. There's nothing. There's nothing here. It drives me crazy. All right, one more. Row 4, call it row 5. Lock this, grab this, and move this. And then we should be good to go as soon as it stops being stupid. Come on. Yep. I already have business cards printed, but I got to make new ones because the current business cards I have are for Text Quest. And while they have personal contact info, it's not like a business card for me. It's a business card for me as I relate to the game. So, need to come up with a different or a new card, which will be nice actually because I like the Text Quest business card design, but uh, it is not good for like personal stuff. Just the aesthetic does not lend itself well. Okay, so I'm gonna go ahead and turn all this stuff on. Let's delete this initial one, and there we go. So it looks like we got everything to loop properly, but we won't know for sure. So I'm gonna lock down text, lock our BG. Let's get rid of this. I don't need this black path anymore because it's not actually going to be colored. So we'll lock that in as it is. And now I'm going to do a quick visual scan to make sure. So that repeats G-R-A-T-E, G-R-A-T-E, yep. G-R-A-T-E, G-R-A-T-E, yep. G-R-A-T-E, G-R-A-T-E, yep. G-R-A-T-E, G-R-A-T-E, yep. And vertically, G-R-A-T-E. Okay, so it all loops, and I'm really hoping that it's just gonna look better. It's gonna look fine when it. You know what? I suppose I could do this. So first off, let me uncheck this and let me save that. Save that. We're gonna do File, Save As, and we're just gonna call it Sewer Grate Test SVG. Hit OK. Let's do a new one, and we're gonna make this. Oh dear. It's 4096 by. I guess it would just be 4096 again, wouldn't it? 4K image. And the reason we want to do that is so that I can just drag that stuff in and then take a look at it. Unity, TextQuest, Art, Textures, Environment, Intro, Sewer, and then here we go. Let's see, sewer floor, sewer floor. Ah, man, I just threw it in with the rest of the crap. Because of course I did. Let's see, what was it? It was sewer grate test. Sewer pipes, sewer door, sewer. Here we are. Oh no, it scaled up because of course it did. Oh wait. Hold on. Let me see if I can. Screw you, Illustrator. I was hoping that I could just drag the SVG test in here, but it opens it up. Like, it actually opens it as if I wanted to edit it, not if I wanted to just, like, display. Of course it did. Okay, so I guess we're not going to do a test on it then. So let's open recent file, sewer grate AI, whatever. So I'm just going to move forward, hoping that it works correctly. Let's unlock these guys. Correct. All right. So I'm going to duplicate base, call it normal. Turn off the original base and unlock it. So now we are going to want to have our background be 50% gray with our text being 100% white. And well, look at that. We actually do need our background. Hit M here. Stretch it all the way out to there. Let's make this black. And at the end of the day, that's going to go below everything else. So we have our normal map, all nice and done. Since it's metal, again, metal I bump up as opposed to in, because metal is not carved into, it is usually, I don't remember the actual term, it's basically usually hammered out. So hence the lettering will actually pop out as opposed to sort of going into the metal itself. So that is, let's get rid of the words copy. So I hate the words copy. No reason, but I do. Alright, so there's our normal map. Let's go ahead and lock that up. And then the last thing we have is our mask. So let's duplicate normal. Turn it off, unlock this, call this masks. And I do not believe we need our text at all. And instead we can just have our background where we can select everyone. No, it's not going to do it, is it? Just select these guys and make them white. Bam. Alright, and now we have our mask. Simple as that. Don't need anything special aside from that. So lock that, go back to base, hit save on everything. Oh, and we need to change our text color on the base to actually be a good text color now, don't we? Let's go with I. It's going to be tough because it's probably just going to be all text all the time. Of course it is. Hooray. So, actually, hold on. Let me cancel this. I'm just going to copy this. Select this. Paste that value in. And then we'll go back in here again. Let's get some editing. Might want to make it a little lighter. That's not bad. It's a little hard to read, I think. Darken it a little bit. There we go. And I feel like the bump map will help with that. So there's our grate. And now we can save the full thing, and then we can actually start exporting our textures. Okay, why didn't mask get deleted? There we go. So now we can save this out as sewergrate.svg. Hit save. All right. Recent files, sewergrate. Close everything up. Get rid of everything but our normal map. Turn on normal, and then save this out. Sewergrate underscore normal. Alright. So despite how long it took to actually make this, it's not that bad of a texture, fortunately. We just need our mask. Sewergrate. Mask. Do I want to be more specific? There's no real... No, I'll just call it mask. That's fine. It doesn't have anything special. It's just the mask for the alpha, basically. Alright. So now we get to open up Substance. And I'm going to go ahead and get rid of my test here. Alright. Once Substance decides to open up. No, usually doesn't take this long. Not sure. Okay. Why is Substance not opening? Alright. I will see you in a little bit. I will be waiting here. Waiting for Substance to open up. There's not like a weird timeout or anything like that, is there? Go through like 5 windows. Seriously, what the heck? There is not a new version of Substance, I assume. Let me check. Let's see, Substance Painter. Oh, they have their new Unity tutorial out now. I need to look at that. Let's see. Substance Designer. Let's see. It's probably not going to tell me exactly what version it's on, is it? Nope. Seriously, substance. It's like it's instantly closing for some reason. That's very worrying to me. Because I don't know why substance would not want to open right now. I also don't know if it's just like you know what? Here. Let's see. It's it's like it's crashing as soon as it opens. Hmm. Okay. Well, don't know why it's doing that. That's kind of awkward. Well, let's go ahead and do this. Well, that didn't work. Dang it. I was really hoping it would. Um, all right. Give me a second here. Hmm. Just gonna try downloading the most recent version. I mean, I thought I had the most recent version, but um, maybe it's got some weird thing. Yeah, it looks like there's a newer version. If I remember correctly, because I think I'm on like 5.3.1. Looks like there's 5.3.4. So give me a second to install the new version. Shouldn't take too long. Substance is pretty good at installing. Um, and this is why you should always test your files and your applications before you actually do your stream. Even if your even if your files have never had problems before, it will on the stream. That's just how it works. All right, downloads. Let me just open this up. Plain. Okay. Give it a second. Well, in the meantime, anyone do anything exciting for New Year's besides our obvious coding that's expected from game developers, or artwork, of course, or audio technism, audio wizardry. I'm not sure what the file associations don't need a desktop shortcut. Blah 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 blah. That's all fine. 5. Hit next. Yeah, that's all fine. New Year's was pretty quiet for me. Just small party with friends. All right. I'm gonna be very sad if it crashes again. Oh, thank. Ah, okay. Hooray! Don't know why it was crashing, but hey. Oh, look at that. Application crashes since 2016, January 1st. Okay. That seems like a huge oversight on their part, but hey. All right. So let's go ahead and I closed it by accident. New substance. Call this sewer grate relative to parent, metallic roughness, all that stuff. Hit OK. All right. Now we're going to do import vector graphics, intro sewer, and sewer grate. Just those three. All right. All right. Let's pull them all in. Change these guys to grayscales. That's our normal map. That's an actual mask. And there's our color. So we're going to have a blend node here. It's going to be our front. Do that. Now I don't know if I need a blend node for this or if it would automatically just be interpreted as a non-color. It's honestly never been very clear to me what it actually is. Um, and it's hard to tell until you actually bring it into. You know what? I'm gonna try it without the blend node. I've done it with the blend node before, and I know that works. But I'm gonna go ahead and try it without it, see if that works, because it's not a lot of effort to fix it if it doesn't. Put all this stuff up. Make sure it gets set up properly. Oop, right. Packages. Oh yeah, and over the break I did a little experimentation with Substance Painter to sort of try and get into that. And it's very complicated, but it's very, very nice. So there's just a lot of stuff that I need to sort of improve on. Super great. Okay. And of course, since I'm just starting out, I'm painfully slow at doing anything. Which is, in my opinion, that's the worst part of learning a new application, is how slow it is. It just it drives me crazy. I mean, there's nothing you can do about it. That's just part of learning. But normal. Make sure it's at OpenGL again. Let's get our normal maps. Normal combine. Pull this in. Pull that in. Bam. All right. Nice. All right. So now we're gonna need to use our mask and come up with blend node. Do this. We're going to do uniform color, make it grayscale. Another uniform color, make that a grayscale. Oops. And this will be our roughness. So our base is going to be 100% rough, obviously, because it's meant to be nothing. And then our top, I'm going to make 200. So fairly rough, but not absolutely rough, not like concrete. I'm going to go ahead and move this up 2. That up 1. Move you down 2. And then move these guys over to here. Ta-da! And we're going to do a similar thing with our metallic. We have, I don't need the second blend node there. Uniform color, grayscale, and grayscale. Put those guys in. Base is 0 metallic, and this will be, I'm guessing, 50, because metallic in Unity is kind of wonky. So get that just enough metallic that it's going to adjust somewhat, but not be very noticeable. Because if it was pure metallic in TextQuest, the aesthetic just makes it look completely dark, like you can't see it, and that's not good. Okay, so things are looking good. Things are looking good. I like our normal map. I like our roughness and metallic map. The only thing left is to have a extra normal map be put in here. So we need to have noises. And I believe we want, there's a damp or water damage area, I believe. It's a grunge map. And I believe moisture noise. That is what it is called. Put that in right there. Put that in right there. And that just makes, it's a very, very subtle amount, but you can see that it's got this like grunge to it. This tint. I like it. It works very well. Alright. So we can save that. Go ahead and put this right here. Alright. And we're going to go ahead and move these guys down by 1. Move these guys down by 1. And then everything will be in order, and I can actually start grouping things. So let's Just go add frame, up one and over one, call it color, make it green, add our normal map, add frame, move it up one and over one, call it normal, keep it as blue, and then we're going to go ahead and drag everything over to here. Select all these things, add a frame, move it up and over, call it rough, make it purple, frame, this is our masks, make it red, and then last but not least, our metallic, up one over one, and call it metallic, and make it cyan. Alright. Probably should have more space between them, honestly, but that's fine. So now we have to do a couple of things real quick. Gotta expose these, so let's do expose under great rough. Okay. Expose new. We'll just call it rough. I'm trying to come up with good conventions. So in the past, I've done like, I would do great. So this would be like great metallic, and that's fine. But I've also, if I had more than one metallic or more than one roughness value, I would say instead of rough or metallic, I would say base rough or base metallic. So instead of metallic, it'd be base metallic like that. However, I would like to just start doing rough and metallic for whatever's supposed to be the base rough and base metallic. That way, if I ever try to adjust these values with scripting for some reason, then I will know if I call rough or if I call metallic, I will affect the base rough and the base metallic. Now, of course, that will be different for each substance, but I'll at least know that it will work. And I won't have to say, well, did I call it rough? Did I call it rough or base metallic or metallic? So this way, it's a lot easier for me. And the other reason I can do that is that I can rename these parameters in the input parameters section. So I can actually call rough base rough in Unity, but the actual script will know it as rough. Hello, Itzaiko. Thanks to school and stuff, I've only gotten to getting Unity and Visual Studio when it comes to starting the game down thing. Well, I mean, that's a good step. Have you had a chance to mess around with Visual Studio and Unity yet, or have you just like downloaded it and looked at it? So label is going to be Sewer Great Author. So of course, not Krios. Chris. So all that's there. Okay, so now let's open these guys up. Alright. Slider. Call this Great Rough. Make it 0.75. Make it clamp. Alright, that's it. Then we'll call this Base Rough. Slider. Clamp it. Boom. Great Metallic. Great metallic. We'll do 0.2. Make sure it's clamped. And then, of course, base metallic. Slider. And clamped. There we go. Just looked at it. I mean, that's first step to everything, is looking at it. There's a lot of really good tutorials online. Both through Unity and through other people. So it'll be, once you start banging your head against the keyboard to actually learn it, then it won't be that bad. It will take some getting used to, but it won't be that bad. Alright, so I think I'm going to export this. Let's just play it in Substance Player, see what it looks like. Bam! So that's 512. Let's go ahead and bump that up to 1024. Ah, nice. I like the water grunge. That makes it look really nice. I wonder if I can do tiling in here. I doubt it. But that would be really cool. So if I were to really bring up the metallic here, you can see how dark it makes it. And it doesn't really make sense for it to be fully metallic anyway because we have, it's rusty. So it's going to be lower. So I think 0.2 is generally fine. I've been experimenting with like curvature maps to get rust more apparent around the edges, but I haven't found a good way to do so yet. Once I do that, I'm going to be very happy. So Visual Studio gives you the hello whenever you start a new project. Right, yeah. If you open it up through Unity, it should skip most of it, or the worst of it. Because Unity ships with Visual Studio now, which is very nice. I mean, nothing was wrong with Mono Develop, but Visual Studio is a nice tool to learn. And it's the same thing that you use in Unreal, so hey, why have two IDEs when you can just have one? Alright. Oh, I don't need to save this here. And I think all the metallic and all the roughness settings are good. And then, of course, shits and giggles. Let's go to 4K. Wow, that just... 4K destroys normal maps. It's barely noticeable now. Like, you can see, like... So this is 4K. If I bump this down to 1024, it is way more noticeable for a normal map. Maybe the normal maps have to be way more extreme for 4K. Like 2K even is very, very noticeable. Anyway, how do you open Visual Studio? So if you open up Unity and you right-click in the, you can right-click here and you can say Create C# script. And I'll just go ahead and find a script I've already created. Or actually, no, I'll just show you. So you can create C# script. I'll call it like test new script. So it'll create it. You'll see the little compiling circle on the bottom right, which usually won't take very long, but there's a lot of code in my project, so it takes a couple of seconds. And then you can just double click. And it'll just go right to opening Visual Studio. Welcome back. Just doing a quick intro to Visual Studio with Unity. And then, bam, there's your script. I'm going to close that. I'm going to close this, and I'm going to delete it. Delete. Alright. So back to Substance. So it looks right. Everything seems to be okay. I'm going to go ahead and let's save this out. Save it out to the castle, the sewers, castle or sewer grate. Hit OK. And then just navigate there. Game development, Unity, text quest, or Substance. And environment, castle, sewer. And sewer grate. Here we go. Oh, crap. That wasn't what I wanted to do. Ah, dang it. Go figure. Close. Ah, crap. That sucks. Give me a second here. Sewer grate. Open with... Of course you're going to give me more options. Substance Painter. Right, program files, algorithmic, Substance Player. I think bin. Yes. There we go. I don't think I'm going to start doing 3D games anytime soon. So yeah, definitely start with 2D. Because learning 3D right off the bat is kind of awkward, and it's much better to have like an understanding of how movement and the basics work, and then when you go to 3D, all you're really doing is just adding an extra axis, which is more of a design problem than a programming one, honestly. So it's not that bad. Okay, so this is what it looks like. Nice. Let's go ahead and let's up this to 1024. And then we will go to export as bitmap, a PNG. Let's go back to intro sewer. Select folder. Only need our base color and export. All right. Now, we have our substance files. I don't know why, but for some reason dragging windows around is very laggy. I don't know if it's because I'm streaming or if it's... what should I start with when it comes to coding? A 2D platformer that's a pretty good place to start. It might be advanced if you're just starting out programming, though. So I would probably try a puzzle game. So something simple. You could always do like tic-tac-toe. I know that's. I'm not trying to sound patronizing or anything. Like it's just to get you the core concepts of programming. And then once you've learned those, then you can move on to stuff like 2D platformers where you have to take into account physics and all those other things. But I guess AdTech would know. It's good that you're here. So let's go to our source images, and then we want our art models demo. I got to rename this. Oh wait, no. I did rename this, so I wouldn't have that. It's intro castle source images. All right. So now we can grab our sewer grate, pull this into source images, and then there we go. It is right there. See, I thought I had something already. Sewer grating. That's lovely. Well, in any case, let's go ahead and close this. Let's open up Maya. All right. Let's go ahead and open up Hypershade. Go create materials, Fong. I'm going to call this sewer grate. Color from file. Intro, castle source images, sewer grate. Base color. There we go. Sewer grate text. This should be matte. Alright. So now I can just go ahead and say assign existing material, sewer grate. And there we go. Not bad. That turned out pretty well, actually. I would like to tile it, though, so that it's not quite as obnoxious. That link is already purple for me, which makes me curious to see it. I'm going to look at it. Oh yeah, I have watched this. No. I watched something similar to this. This is not something I watched. I never watched another thing made by this. No. Anyway, close all that. All right, so I'm going to go ahead and pull over my UV editor, which will take about 5 eons because for some reason it doesn't like it. And we'll also hope that I'm incredibly paranoid that... Okay, no, it's probably just the grading. It's an optical illusion, I think. So if you look at it briefly, I thought for a second that my lines were curving. It's because the grading is creating sort of a hash or a hash behind it to make it look like it's in a different place than it actually is, which is very frustrating. Let's go to face, select all of our faces. I'm going to go ahead and copy to VSet, layout. All right. I'm going to go ahead and move this over to the left again because it's very hard for me to see what I'm doing with it here. And we're basically going to be adjusting the UVs on these guys, which this makes me want to play Resident Evil because the umbrella logo. Anyway, let's go back to face, select these. I am in, let's go to light map 1. Alright. I'm just going to scale this guy up by locking him to a scaling resolution of 1. So we will see I think that's enough. I don't think I need to go all the way up. So this is what it will look like when you actually get into the game, which is pretty nice. Not bad. That turned out way better than I was expecting it to, actually. Because it's a repeating great pattern that spells correctly. Oh, that makes me so happy. There's a little, you can tell there's a little bit of gaps here. So you have great, between the R and the A on great here. That's really the only one that's hugely noticeable, because the T and the E here is not that bad. The G and the R, A and the T is a little awkwardly spaced, but it's otherwise pretty fine. So yeah, that worked out really well. Nice, 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 nice. All right, so we're still going to need a texture for our edge here, for our frame. And there are two things I can do. One, I can make a new texture. Or two, I can make it the pipe from our wall texture. If I make it the pipe, I don't have to come up with a new texture, and I can do it very quickly. But chances are it will probably not look good. At least I don't think it will. But let's take a look. We got time. It's only an hour and a half into the stream. Let's go to object mode. Assign existing material, sewer, walls, mat. Alright. Go to our light map. So this is going to be fun. So first things first, I'm going to move this over here. We're going to have to segment the individual sides, since currently all of their UVs are stuck together, which means if I tried to move or rotate any of them, they would distort the others. So you can see I've selected the individual edges between them all, and then I'm just going to go to UV and hit cut UV edges. So now, if I select one of them, you can see me move it, and it won't distort the others. So, first things first, I going to have to IR Baboon. That made me feel really old. Wasn't even a good show. I don't even know if anyone remembers that show. I Am Weasel and IR Baboon. An old Cartoon Network show, part of the Cartoon series. Let's go to rotation. Yes. Oh, I'm sorry, that was scaling. Snapping. Good, it's already set snap. Oh, except when it's not. 2.5 because it's an octagon. Octagons have angles of 22.5. Fun fact. Actually, it's not a fun fact, it's just a fact of math. Alright. So the next thing will be rotating these guys. Rotating these guys, and then one last time, rotating this. Okay. And actually, there we go. So now all of my faces are correctly in line. The question is going to be, how's it going to look? And I'm willing to bet it will not look good. I do not think that it can. So let me scale up. Oh, right. Let me turn off discrete scaling. Scale up as much as I can. Because basically it has to encompass 2 pipes, or it's just... see, that's too much, though. So I gotta shrink it back down. That might not be the end of things, then. No. I've seen worse. So basically, it's always going to have to be like this. And let's see. I'm just going to do this. Yeah, drag this over so you guys can see it. Wow, it only starts lagging when I move it onto my right monitor. Left monitor does not have any problem. Want to see a GIF of your game? Of course I do. I always want to see a GIF of people's games. If I knew how to make GIFs of my own game, I would do so. Except every time I've tried, the file size is stupidly large, so kind of hard to do. Alright, so this is going to be fun. Let's move this over here. These guys over here. Great. These guys over here. And okay. So now we're going to start moving UVs. This is going to be really, really fun. Let's select all of these guys, then deselect the bottoms. Shoot. Hate it when I do that. Alright, and now we're just going to say slam to the right. Crap. I did not think that through. Give me a second. I gotta move this guy to the bottom right. There we go. So we're gonna go back to our UVs. Oh yeah, it already had everything selected. Great. So we're gonna say slam to the right, then slam down. And now we have this fun part that's really terrible. Slam to the right and slam down. Oh, everything's super distorted. Stay with me. We'll be able to do it. Dang it, not if I keep accidentally selecting it. Select. Okay, and again, slam right, slam down, and then last but not least, slam right and slam down. Aha! So now we got all of these guys, and we can just simply move them as one. So this is what the end result looks like. Not great, not bad either, though. Might be enough of a difference to actually look fine. That's not bad. Screen2gif.codeplex. I think I've been there. Oh. Well, that would be far easier than what I currently do, because I go through the whole shebang of recording a video, taking it into After Effects, exporting it as a TIFF sequence, importing it into Photoshop, then exporting it again as a GIF. Oh god, it's like 30 minutes. Here's the GIF. Oh, let me pull it over here. Holy crap. This is really cool. I probably should have asked if it was okay for me to show the GIF on the stream before I showed it on the stream. Yeah, that looks really nice. Are you primarily an artist? Or are you a programmer, or... Because everyone has the one skill that they tend to favor over the others. That's really nice, though. Alright, let's pull this up. Okay, and let me maximize this. Right, so now we get the fun part of having to rotate these guys. Okay, let's rotate these, move them over to the left, rotate these guys. I'm actually going to move this back over to the left because I have to see what I'm doing again. I apologize, I don't like not showing you guys what I'm doing on the screen, but it's almost impossible for me to work well with one screen anymore. At least when I'm doing UV layouts, because I have to see the model while I'm doing the UV layouts at the same time. Otherwise, it doesn't work very well. Primarily a programmer, but I'm the main artist for this project. Oh well, there we go. Multi-talented. I wish I could say that my art skills have improved, but well, actually, no. I would say that my art skills have improved. Um, just not as much as I would like. All right, so I'm not sure. I'm going to rotate this guy to the right. Ah, dang it, I knew it. The other programmer also doubles as a level designer, so he'll be doing most of the work after my work is done. That's fair, though. Alright, so here comes the fun part. So first off, I think we're going to go ahead and select these edges and then separate them. So I'm going to go to UV, cut UV edges. So we've cut those apart, that way we can move them around. And all we're going to be doing is we're just going to slowly sort of stack these guys up. And then we will eventually have a very, very easy to use snapping system set up. Alright, and for this I can show you guys again. It's similar to what we were doing before. Lag, it's really bad. So it's similar to what we were doing over here. Alright, and all I'm going to do is just say UV, select the, let's go bottom left UVs, and we'll say snap to the bottom and snap to the right. Same thing up here, snap to the bottom and snap to the right. Oh, I snapped to the top. Okay. Whew. I'd already snapped to the bottom, fortunately. Same thing over here. All we're saying is snap to the lowest point and then snap to the farthest point. So it's a very fast way of getting this done. So snap to the right, snap to the lowest. Bam. So now all of our faces have the exact same UV coordinates and they're all laid out correctly. Let's make sure that they're all facing the right way. So I'm just going to drag this back over here because I keep doing that. Make sure that pipe is at least right side up. Good. And then we're going to scale pipe up. So it's about there. Slide it over. And there we go. All right. So pipe, I mean, it works. I think I'm just going to leave it for now and see what it looks like inside Unity. It's kind of awkward, I think, but it'll work. All right, let's go to UV sets, light map. That's all set up correctly still. Okay, good. Save. Cool. Let's close this. So we got our ceiling taken care of. I do need to still do our grates. So I'm going to go ahead and select this. Yeah, I know. I'm trying to move it. And then I'm going to add this to... do I have anything else? I guess I'm going to add it to the... I'm going to make a new layer. Layer. Create layer from selected. I'm going to call it the grate layer. Because I have several greats. Hit save, toggle that, make it invisible, because we got to do the UV layouts for these guys. Fortunately, I've already done their light maps. So fairly basic on these guys. It'll be nice. For the most part, I might not really have to do much of this at all, because of the way that I structured it. So this is going to be really dark up here. I'm only adding the roof as a bit of a formality, since we're not going to have... The player will never be able to see up here. I mean, they'll have to look through the grate first, then there's going to be water falling, and even once they turn off the water, it'll be just really dark up there. So I'm not too worried about the player seeing stuff that they shouldn't be, so I'm not worried about texturing that very well. Just enough that the color will still be there. Nice. Another GIF. Let me know when you... Or go ahead and post that, and we'll take a short break to watch it. So let's select these guys. Select these. Okay. So, gotta rotate them. Let's see. You guys are over here. Are you the left one? Yes, you are. So I believe we're going to want to rotate. I guess it doesn't really matter, does it? Ah, dang it. I always do it the wrong way. I know which way it should go, but I never do it right. Rotate this guy. And what about you? Are you upside down too? Nope, you were actually right side up. Good on you. Alright. So now, fun times. Ah, crap. Really. There we go. Let's see, select you. And I need to figure out a better way of projecting UVs, because I've noticed when I do an automatic projection on anything that's not a cube, basically, you'll get this distortion. You'll see that the textures on the cardinal directions look fine, but on the corners, they look a little stretched. Not terrible, but stretched enough. And it's very, very frustrating to see that. So first off, I'm going to drag the outliner over to the left screen, which is, again, it's really weird that it doesn't lag when it's on my left screen. It's only when it's on my right. I don't know if that's streaming or what. Anyway, so what we're going to do is select these faces. And then go insert so I can adjust the pivot. Match this up as best we... Oh, wait, I'm sorry. I did it one far to the left. There we go. Oh. There we go. I'm going to do edge. Oh, can't do edge. It's UV, actually. Then just move that over to here. Actually, you know what? Bam! That's even easier. Select our face. This guy over. That's good. UV. Bam. Alright. So now we can select this guy. I'm going to go to insert again. Slide him down here. That way we can line it up properly with this. Cool. And then we'll go to UV again. Slam those guys to the right and slam these guys to the left. Nice. Ignore the gun at the spawn point. That's the test thing. Also, at the end when everything falls, that's going to be a lot cooler. It's going to be a lot cooler. Alright, let's pull this up. Which is good. I need a drink. Nice. So are you doing just out of curiosity, are you doing a sort of like a light cookie that is blocking everything except for where it's pointed at, or are you actually doing like a black object on a black background, and then when the light hits it, it illuminates it? Or I guess it could be like a 2D. Wow. I guess it could be like a 2D light solution. I've seen a couple of those. I haven't really messed with them, but uses like ray casting to make a sort of mesh that changes. Still, it looks cool. And yeah, I do see the limbo the limbo in there. Oh, okay. I also didn't notice that the first time through. I do like how the light casts the shadows. I think I think it casts the shadows. Nice. Yep, I thought that's what it was doing. Um, so cool. Let's see, where was I? Back to UV texturing. No, I actually like the train. It it's a nice use of lights as a way to show danger. Because suddenly you just see lights rushing towards you. Let's see. So these guys are on the right. You're gonna want to go over here. Take you guys. Insert. Let's drag this out over here. All right. Let's grab this. Right. Hold on. Okay, thought so. Kids are scared of riding trains. I don't know about that, but hey, I could be wrong. I feel like planes are scarier for kids, just because of the ear popping. All right. So next, we actually want to try to line these guys up. There we go. How well did it work? Oh, no way. Is that perfect? Oh. Ah, there it is. Okay, I was going to say, like, ah, what a waste. A perfect run on a really, really easy thing. Um, okay, so let's just scale these guys up, see if we can get... one more. One more. Ah, there we go. It's a little awkward, I think. Might be able to shrink it just a little bit. It's fine. Ah, of course, it's becoming way more trouble to try and do. Come on, just a little bit. Okay, fine. Screw it. I give up. It works. Again, no one's supposed to see this part, really, or pay attention to it, so it's fine. Alright. There's our light map. That's good. There's our actual texture map. Looks fine. Um, to be safe, I am going to actually lower these guys to be about here. There we go. Alright. Let's move this guy back over here. One cool aspect we plan on having is that enemies will be black, so you can't see them. But when you shine the light on them, they show up. Sort of like, light shines on them, the faster they die. Okay. So how do you kill them? Do you just like shine the light on them until they explode, or do you actually have to do like something to get around them, or uh, something else? So sewer wall. Okay, so it's all working. It all looks good. I think we might be able to bring this into Unity and take a look at it. So I'm gonna turn on the grate. I'm gonna turn off the ceiling layer and turn on the floor layer because I still have some. Oh right, I forgot about the grate. Kind of a big thing. We might just take this into Unity anyway to get a sense of scale and see what we like and don't like about it. So I'm gonna go ahead and go to the sewers, hit edit, delete history. Okay. Oh man. Ah, one of these days, that would be really cool. I'm gonna do that. I'm gonna take a screenshot of this, just because I really like the UV aesthetic from the extreme UV layouts that I have to do. And I'm very curious as to what some of these are. Okay, so I'm gonna do print screen, and then this is the downside of having a Windows device. I don't know if there's a way to do it on Windows. On Mac, you can actually just like take a quick snapshot of your screen and then it'll just put out to your desktop. Oh, right. So, new. Okay. And then paste what we just took. Okay. We're going to leave that as its own thing for now, and I'll rename it later. That would be my cat wanting attention. Yes, I see you, cat. Light makes him weather up and die. Okay. Anyway, back to what I was doing, which was file, export selection. I believe I called it Castle Sewers. Yep. Export selection. Yeah, I'll go ahead and replace it. It's fine. Alright. So let's select you. Select our sewer. Show and explore. And then source images. We can just go to scenes and go to Castle Sewer. Pull it over. Uh-oh. Oh no. Why was it being stupid? Ah, hold on. Wait. What? Ah! Replace in files. I hate it when that dialog pops up behind everything, because I can't tell what it's doing. Hello, Quantum Thinker. Aw. Well, I mean, that's fine. Obviously, I can't dictate your entire life. No matter how hard I try. Oh dear, everything broke. Well, isn't this curious? Oh, wait, no. What the heck just happened? Hold on, I'm gonna clear my light map. What's going on? What happened to my walls? Sewer walls. What happened to my walls? It's missing its mesh. That's unfortunate. Oh no, I know why. Oh no, crap. Well, go figure. Let's just get it over with. Yeah. Because it was a different name. Oh dear. Dear, oh dear. Oh good, I gotta move it too. Why? I have no idea. Okay. There we go. Let's disable this. And trust me, if I was dictating your life choices, you would not have a better life. Oh, not 2D. Turn off the lights. There we go. Alright. Am I going to have to reassign everything? I'm willing to bet I will. Oh, yep, I will. Gross. Fun, 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 fun. So, give me a second here. I have to sort of speed redo this. Fortunately, most things will be fine, but obviously our light map's bust, which means it's going to be kind of nasty. I don't know what this dark blob is right here. It's kind of scary. Well, anyway. Right, so this is going to be light map static. Yes, change the children. And then we're just going to turn off our boards. And then now we actually have to do... Ah, there we go. So let's go ahead and add... I'm just going to say collider so that I can start filling things in really easily. Box collider, sewer ceiling. I probably could do a box collider for it, even. I think that would be fine. Just do a box collider. Yeah, no, I can. It's never going to go above anything. That's pretty nice. Stairs ceiling, that can also be a box collider. All of my ceilings could just be box colliders. Oh, crap. Gotta fix that. I didn't close the hole here. It's a good thing that we're not finished. Alright, so there's our ceilings. Chamber exit door. We're actually going to disable that for the time being. Go to our floor. Our entrance floor is... we'll go ahead and make that a box collider as well. Chamber floor. That's the exit chamber floor. Again, I think we can get away with a box collider. And then our sewer floor, main floor, is going to have to be a mesh collider. Sewer grating. That will be a box collider for both of those. Go to our ladder. I'm not going to worry about it for now, because I'm going to replace that with an actual ladder, unless I've already done so. Nope. I don't deserve a cookie. Dang it. Just disable it then. Main chamber, here we go. So our chamber ceiling. Nice effect. That is going to be a... Could we make that a box collider and get away with it? No, we wouldn't. Yeah, we probably could. I'd rather not, though. Remove that. Do a mesh collider. If I make it convex, is that really... Nah, I'm not going to worry about that. Ventilation, frame, grate, and water passage are all going to be mesh colliders. Chamber walls are, of course, going to be a mesh collider. Floor and all of the reservoir stuff will be mesh colliders as well. Except the water does not need a component. Does not need its own collider. And that is pretty much it for that. Passage stairs, collision, we're going to turn that off, and then we're going to go ahead and have a mesh collider on it. Because it's just a square. Sewer bars. Fun, fun, fun. These guys are just... right, that's why they couldn't be a collider. They can't be a box collider because it would actually cut off the exit areas, so they have to be mesh colliders, which sucks! But that's kind of just what we gotta live with. Sewer walls. That's why it was weird, because I didn't rename them. So we have polysurface 1 and polysurface 2. We'll go ahead and add mesh colliders to those. And the sewer water, which is for the time being fine on its own. Okay. I think we can go through now. It's going to be... Oh, I didn't assign any of the substance textures. Oh, not that it's really going to matter because of the terrible, terrible lighting. Do I still have... Oh, good, I have a real-time... Ah, okay. I'm just going to rename this to test because there's no real-time lighting down here. Create light. Directional light. Okay, this is a super awkward light. But let's just go ahead and rotate. And rotate. Oh, wrong rotating. Rotate. And let's turn on our lights. Wow, that's horrendous, but we have to live with it for the time being. Because obviously I'm not going to bake an entire light map while this stream is going on. Okay, so that's that. It is real-time lighting, that's good. And now I actually have to go through and forgot to do this, and I should have. Of course not. Right. Change this to sewer pipes. We gotta change these over to their substances. Floor. Change this over to the sewer floor. Sewer grading, which do I already have one? I don't think I do. Right. Probably sewer bars. No. I must have just left it as is. It's not awkward or anything. Alright, floor, entrance floor. These are all the same. Oh, that's lucky. So if it has the same name, then I don't have to worry about it. Sewer grading. Okay, that's lucky. So chamber ceiling, this is going to be sewer pipes. These are going to be the sewer wall. Sewer grate. Chamber walls or sewer walls as well. Chamber floor is the sewer floor, as are the reservoir floor walls, I believe. Sewer floor. Reservoir water is sewer water, of which I only have the one, because I never made a substance for it. There was no real point. Oops. Go back here. Let's see. Passage stair, stair model, sewer stairs. Not that it matters. And sewer bars. I don't believe I have anything for that. So sewer walls, these guys just need to have their thing replaced. And finally sewer water. Okay. I think everything's up to date. Granted, it's not going to look right, and we're going to get the white sparkles, I think. If we're lucky, we won't, but we probably will. Not terrible. I mean, everything looks awful because there's no baking right now. And because right. I gotta attach the animating script. So everything's just terrible right now, but that's fine. Oh, did I just run right through that? No, imagination. Just really close to it. Go ahead and pause, and then I can move my hero. Up, through. Alright. So now, that is the wrong grading. Oh, right, because dang it. That's fine. Also, I was worried about that. So the pipes need to be adjusted a little bit. They're a little too thick on the top. Need to move it down a little bit. Floor looks fine. Not that noticeable. Worst if it's going to be here. There's a very, very slight seam. You can see it. I don't think most people will notice. I notice because I made it. I might try to fix that a little bit later. It's just so tiny. I like that. Good, we can fall through here. Alright, so I'm going to fix that. I gotta import substance files real quick. Substance, castle, sewer. There we go. Of course, it's on the bad side. Okay, sewer grate. I double-clicked by accident. Let's try that one more time. Alright. Sewer grating versus sewer grate. Ah, right. I forgot. I have to have an alpha channel, I think. Ah, dang it. Right. So hold on. Let me go back here. So I think I can do. Let me see. Add node output. There's an add output node, isn't there? No, it's right down there. There we go. So this is. There should be an alpha, I thought. Opacity, maybe? There's no alpha, so I think it's opacity. Right. RGBA. It's basically this. Label is opacity. Material. Okay, so I think I can export this again and it should all work. Let's hit save on that. Let's go ahead and save that out. Yes, I know it already exists. Okay. And of course I'm going to have to Explorer. Place file and destination and boom. Sewer great. And it's also right. Cut out. There we go. Let's do 0.6. All right. So now, there we go. Let me go ahead and close this. Let's open up our spawn points. I'm just going to move the spawn point into there for now. So it's just going to be like right in here. That way we can just see it as soon as we go. Alright. Of course, on start, for some reason, it doesn't make my level thing go away. Alright. How does it look? Not bad. Again, it will hopefully not be as visible once we actually bake a light map and all of that. But for the time being, I think things look adequate. And when they look adequate with terrible lighting, then um, we're on to something good. I do need to scale these sections up. So something I'm trying to do now is on architecture have corners that are specifically edged to be mortar. So in the past, I had an approach that was just seamless. So one wall texture would feed right into the next one. And while that's easier, the problem is that architecturally, one, it doesn't make sense, and two, it means that wow, everything seems really jumpy. Um, you'll see that where the block bends, it's like it was just a solid piece of rock that was carved to fit that specific corner. That's very weird. So I figured it makes more sense to have creases, basically, as little breaks in between stone pieces. I don't have that between the pipes because the pipes would actually be, designed to fit around this area. But the actual stone does have the mortar show up there. It looks pretty bad right now because it's low res and it's scaled incredibly tiny on the UV map. So that means I need to scale that up a little bit. But hey, our grate looks nice. That's a win. Okay, so we can go back here now. So we had a couple of things. Let's see. First off, let's go ahead and let's turn on our ceiling layer. And then we are going to go ahead and hit. Why do I even have that? Whatever. Object mode. Edge. And let's select. Hold down V. There we go. That way it snaps to the edge. Okay. Let's go to object mode. Lay its texture back out, which is fine, fortunately. But its UV sets. That's probably not a good thing. There we go. Oh dear, let me guess. Delete current UV set. Love it when it does that. Ugh, go figure. Copy this. Layout. Okay. Some UV maps are kind of stupid. Anyway, let's turn off our ceiling again. Let's see. Right, these guys. Go to face. Let's see how well I can make this work. If I can make this work at all. Scaled up. Down a little bit. Alright. So I just relayed the UVs for these guys. I scaled them up a lot. Makes them look a little more presentable. And now I'm going to go ahead and move the pipes. I needed to move them down, correct? Yes, down. Probably about there is all I needed to do. Just a slight adjustment. I think that was most of it. Probably should go ahead and get these UVs while I'm at it. Grab these so I can scale them up. Move them over here. Let me scale up. Doesn't look like we ever get any sort of break, which is good. All right. Okay. So that was the main things I was planning on doing for tonight. Because we can't really test. Well, we can export these things. Let's go to edit, delete history, save. And we'll go to file, export selection, castle sewers, all that crap. Sewer. Place file and destination. Alright, let's go back to Unity. It will do a slight recompile. We'll be able to look at everything. Pipe could probably be nudged a little bit more, but it's kind of fine as is, I think. Let's take a look at it actually in game. So things turned out a little bit better. Look at these sides. I like that. See, it's not as... Yeah, it's a lot better. You can see it's not as, like, washed out as it was before. It actually looks like it's good mortar. Crazy about that. Looks like there's a little bit of a mortar leakage. Anyway. But yeah, now that mortar doesn't look so low res. It actually looks like it belongs with the rest of it, which is good. You can see it right here. Is going right now because I'm too lazy to just hit enter and make it go away. Anyway, it's 10 o'clock. I haven't been streaming. I've only been streaming for 2 hours. We've gotten a lot done. A lot of art. I don't know. Feels like I have mouse acceleration or something. That's really weird. Doubly weird because this is my controller. I never added that. Well, anyway, it's a 5.3 thing. So a couple of other things that we need to do actually on the art front is one, we have to add our water over here, the waterfall, and then two, we need to actually have our texture, our grate texture. So first things first. Go ahead and go to our main chamber, open up our ceiling, and I'm going to go ahead and ventilation, water passage. I'm going to turn off our floor, turn on our ceiling. Right. I'm going to duplicate the grate. Call it water. Waterfall. And basically, light map. I'm going to go ahead and delete my light map for this right now. Go back to our UV sets. And first things first. This is great. Send existing materials, sewer, water mat. Okay, this way I know that I'm working on the right thing. We are going to go ahead and right click, extrude face. Grab it, pull it down. Oh, actually, hold on. Nope. We're going to extrude inner. So we'll have an offset of 0.25, I think. Yeah, that's good. And we're going to extrude face again. Local translate Z of 5. Make it go all the way. Let's turn on our floor layer. Turn on. Can't turn off our ceiling layer because we couldn't see anything. Just make sure that it goes further down than it. Well, that goes beyond the floor, so that's good for me. We can go ahead and adjust adjust that. Let's say 4.5. That's, wow, that's like perfect on top of the water and everything. Okay, so that's good. Let's turn off our floor again. And then now I'm going to go ahead and delete these faces. Don't need them. We're going to go ahead and are these, yeah, these are extra faces. Delete those, because we really only need this guy. Don't even need this. We do, however, that's a good point. Let's grab this. Let's put you up at 4. Oh, no, definitely not 10. Okay, somewhere in the middle there. 6. Really? 8. 8 it is. Alright, so now we can go into object mode. We will lay out its UVs. Of course we will. Alright, so here comes a really, really fun part. Oh, wait. Can we just do layout? No, unfold. Yes! Unfold does it for us. Haha. Alright. I will see you later, A-Tech. Have a good night. I think I might sign off soon, too, once I finish this water. Okay, so let's see. Water, and yeah, that's the problem. We need to try and... Okay, so I'm going to go ahead and do face, polygons, copy new UV set, and lay them out. Okay, go back to map 1. Okay, so this is where it gets a little tricky. Actually, we're going to need a different texture for this. Didn't think about that. Okay, well, we got it partially done, and I think that's a pretty good place to stop for tonight, actually. Because I'm kind of... I have stuff that I'm going to continue working on, but it's all fairly repetitive stuff that you've seen, and it's all going to be like fine-tuning UV stuff, which is not very interesting from a visual standpoint. So I think I'm just going to cut you guys loose for tonight. Yeah, because I got like little tiny tweaks like this to fix. And that's just going to be a lot of sort of guesswork and slowly moving things across other things until they work properly. So, well, we actually got a lot done tonight. By tomorrow, hopefully, I will have the sewer level just this extra chamber be done, fully retextured and light map baked, so I can show that to you guys. And then we'll be able to move along from there, which will probably be polishing up more of the intro, because I would like to get chapter 1 actually released for people to play, or actually maybe put into beta testing to get feedback first, and then actually release it. So that'll be, I think, the focus for the coming month, getting that all in order, and getting everything to look nice. So, all right, well, as always, thank you all very much for watching, and we'll be back on tomorrow, 8 p.m. as always, and yeah, we'll just see what we need to be doing by then. But yep, as always, thank you all for watching. And